student, welcome back to the part 2 of this video. So yesterday we have discussed half of the sustainable development goals. So again I'll repeat, there are 17 sustainable development goals which were developed by 193 countries. Okay, so 193 countries together, they formed a group and they signed an agreement to solve these issues by 2030. So we have only 10 more years. So it was signed in the year 2015, that is 5 years back, and they have found out these are the main problems. So today when I was discussing with you, already you know, but the name was different. Even though the name was different, you didn't come up with the correct goal, but the meaning of it was right. Okay, so you all have knowledge on that already. So these are the common issues that we are facing in our lives. So to make the world more peaceful, it is our duty to take some action. So each person should take some action. So yesterday we have discussed till industry, innovation and infrastructure. That is the ninth goal. So from 10th goal we will be discussing today. So the 10th goal is reduced inequalities. Now we already saw about gender equality. That was about boys and girls should be treated equally, isn't it? The opportunities that a boy gets, that should be got by the girl also. Here humans themselves are, treated unequally. If you see in some places, some people are not supposed to sit in front of others. They are not supposed to go to the school, they are not supposed to go to the job, they don't touch each other like that. So it's not supposed to be like that. Everybody in this world is equal. So here there are many people, like people living in poverty, get support and access to economic growth. So the poor people, always the poor people are being ignored by others, isn't it? Even though people can help them, nobody comes forward to help them. So we should see that no poor people are left behind, and they don't face any issues in their life. So everything should be equal for them. They should be able to go to the job like we are going. They should be able to get education, healthcare, everything. So every person in this world should be treated equally. Like the respect that you get, the respect that I get, everybody should be getting the same respect in the world. So we have to reduce the inequalities. Okay, that is the 10th goal. The 11th goal talks about sustainable cities and communities. Now, sustainable means we have to maintain certain things. Like once we get it, we should not lose it. So we should be getting it. So what it is talking about is we must ensure that cities and communities, that is cities, community is a group of person, are inclusive, safe. That is, it is everybody is treated equally. Okay, and everybody see safe in that place. Now we are living in a community. Think that you are in the apartment, definitely it's a big group, isn't it? It is a big community of people are living there. So the apartment, the location of your apartment should be in such a place where you are getting fresh air, fresh water, and you are getting access to everything. Internet connection is proper there, water connection is there, then you are able to get proper vegetables, fruits, whatever it is, you are able to access it. So this talks about that. So everyone must have access to quality, safe housing and basic services. Like everybody should be getting, if you are using the water, other people in that community should be also using the water. We are not supposed to say that I should only use that. The earth is shared by everybody. That's where we learn about sharing the planet, isn't it? This is that, it talks about that. So we must engage everyone in planning for improvement of the cities. Now we know how our city works, isn't it? What are the things we have, good things we have, what are the things we should bring in. Okay, so we have to think and we have to work upon that. Then we should see that now, if you go out for a walk, you can see that in many places they throw the waste here and there, isn't it? So that this talks about waste management also. We should throw the waste in the proper places, not like throwing on the roads. Okay, so the sustainable cities and communities means we should be getting everything fresh. Okay, and everybody should be getting that. It's not like only rich people get that, poor people are not supposed to get it. It's not like that. Everybody is equal. So if you see, all the goals are related to one another. If you go deeper and see, you can find that each one of the goal is dependent upon other. So this goal is about the communities and cities, how to improve the cities, how we live, how to improve the villages. Okay, communities means it can also talk about the villages. So next goal, that is the 12th goal, is responsible consumption and production. Now consumer are the people, we are the people. Okay, for example, if you drink milk, isn't it? If you are buying the packet milk, You are the consumer, you are buying it from the shop, and the person who is making that is a manufacturer, those who are making it. Okay, so this is talking about the manufacturer and the consumer. That is, we are buying certain things from the market, isn't it? We, for example, take the example of furniture. Okay, so where does they come from? Definitely we buy from some shop, isn't it? They get it from, how do they make the furniture? They have to cut the trees, isn't it? So definitely we are depending upon the natural resources. Natural resources are nothing but the things that we can find around us naturally, like tree, air, water, everything. Okay, sunlight, everything is a natural resources. So we are depending upon that, isn't it? We are depending for water, we have to depend upon river and ponds and sea, everything. Even though we are not going directly and picking up the water from there, but the water comes from there, isn't it? So we should be taking care that because of this manufacturing, the making of some, for example, furnitures are being made, they have to cut the trees. Definitely without cutting trees, they cannot make the furniture. But what should we do? When you're cutting a tree, you should be planting more trees in that place. When you cut one tree, plant two trees. Okay, so that is how it works. So when we are using some natural resources, we should not waste it. Okay, we should see that water is clean, we are not polluting the water, we are not wasting the food. And then if you look at the picture, you can see they are talking about protecting the water, food wastage, and already we have seen this symbol here which talks about the reduce, recycle, and reuse, isn't it? So we have already seen it through the book, this one, carbon footprint, where they are talking about how to reuse certain things, how to reduce using certain things, like reduce using plastics, or even if you use plastic, reuse it, don't throw it down like that. Okay, reuse it again and again, and you have to recycle certain things. So that will help the earth to be very clean, and we are not polluting. We are not supposed to pollute anything, because others are also depending upon that, like you are depending upon that, everybody is depending. So we must see that people are taking the responsibility. Okay, the manufacturer, the people who are making something, they are taking the responsibility that they are taking care of the natural resources, the trees, the water bodies in the sense the river, pond, sea, without throwing all these things into that, all this. So this is what it talks about. We have to be responsible, even though you should not blame the manufacturer also. We are also using certain things, isn't it? And we should be very careful while using those. We should think whether the thing I am using, will it affect the environment. You should be seeing that. When we were discussing about the carbon footprint, we saw that how using the laptops itself generates so much of carbon dioxide, isn't it? Like how we use electricity for charging the laptops, and we don't off it, we just keep it on, so it produces so much of carbon dioxide. Okay, and which is not good for the environment. So that should be seen. The way I use certain things, is it affecting the earth or not? So when you are able to answer for that question, definitely you can make a change in this world. So this talks about responsible, being responsible towards using certain things. Next is climate action. So this is what you were talking to me, like in the morning when I was discussing with you. Many of you spoke about the climate action. So already we have seen this a lot through that book, Carbon Footprint. So there are certain things that we are doing which is harming the earth, like cutting the trees. And because of cutting the trees, what is happening? The earth is getting warmer, which is called as global warming, because there is less amount of oxygen, where we are not able to breathe it properly, and there is more amount of carbon dioxide, and the smoke generated from the vehicles, smoke generated from the factories, everything gets mixed up, and it is trapped inside the atmosphere of the earth. It is trapped inside the earth, but that air, that gases is those gases are unable to go out of the earth. Okay, and it is getting trapped, and it is making the earth so hot, which is very harmful. You can see in the news that icebergs are getting melted. So all this creates a big issue for the earth, and we people are also suffering because of that. It is not the problem of the earth, we are the sufferers. And who created this? We, the humans, created. So we have to see that we are not using certain things that is harmful for the earth. We should be planting more trees. We should reduce the usage of vehicle when it is not needed. So the climate is always changing naturally, but in the last 200 years, human behavior has added influence. That is, we have done many things that is harming the earth. It's naturally the earth is getting harmed, but mainly it is done by us. And even with all the measures taken, it will take decades to reverse global warming. That is, already we have done a problem, we have created a problem. Okay, global warming is there, but to reduce that, it will take lots of years. Okay, it can take more than 10, 15, 20 years. Okay, so that is what they are talking about. So we should be taking care that all the nations must work together to help the to help reducing the global warming. So once you start taking some action, once we start to do something, definitely it will make a change. When you do something, others will look at you and they also will start to do that. So definitely it's a kind of chain reaction. Okay, so the 13th goal talks about the climate action. Because of this global warming, the climate is changing. Okay, so that is affecting the earth, and that affecting the earth, when it is getting affected, we are also getting affected. So this is the 13th goal. The 15th goal talks about the life on land. So life on land means we have to protect the animals on the earth. Life on land, so it talks like, if you see, when you're cutting a lot of trees in the forest, what happens, the animals inside the forest will start coming to the cities, and who is going to get harm? We are going to get the harm from that, because animals, like wild animals, if they come inside the cities, we cannot go outside peacefully. So that is a big issue, and we should take care that we are not cutting the trees. And even when not only the animals entering into the cities, the next problem is that many animals are not even there. For example, dinosaurs were there, so even though they got extinct because of the asteroid. Okay, this we will be discussing in the space unit, but I'm just telling you. So it was destroyed because of the asteroid. So that was a natural occurrence. But we are making, there are many other animals, we are killing many animals, that is not that they are endangered. So we have to protect the endangered animals, which is not going to, there are no more such kind of animals. If you see, tiger is an endangered. Okay, it is an endangered species, because tiger, we are many people are hunting the tigers for its teeth, or you say the skin. So they are depending upon that, and they are killing the tigers, and the number of tigers in the world is getting reduced. So they are called as endangered species, and some are extinct. It means it won't come back, like dinosaurs. We can see there are many animals like that. So we should see that we take care of the animals that are living on the earth. Now the next goal talks about peace and justice. So peace and justice means, this talks about like how we can reduce the violence. That is, you would have seen in the news, even though you don't understand, you would have definitely seen two countries fighting for something. So that is not there, it should not be there. Every country should be very friendly. Like you people are friendly with others, every country should also be friendly with each other. Then only this world will be a peaceful place, isn't it, for the future generation. So we should end all forms of violence, and especially violence against children. Many children are getting attacked because of that. Recently you would have seen in some place, there was a bomb blast and 18 children were dead in that. So that is, it should not happen. And when a child is born, that child's name should be registered, there should be a birth registration. Then everybody should be getting access to the the equality. They should be treated equally. So we should reduce the crime. You tell me always, like, you have to protect the world from the thieves. The same way we have to protect. So this is what it talks about: peace and justice, strong institutions. So we will get peace and justice only when all the countries are together working towards this. So this is the 16th goal. And one goal, this one is partnership for the goals. That is, we all have seen 16 goals till now. For that, what we should do, we should be friendly with others. That is, all the countries, those who have signed, not only those who have signed, those who have not signed also, they should be, everybody should be working towards this. So we must make sure we meet these goals by 2030. They must be included in national plans. That is, whenever we plan something, for example, from our side itself, when we start planning, definitely everybody will start to plan, and all countries must work together to implement the goals. That is, to work towards this goal. And governments must work together with a concerned order to make progress on the goals. That is, the government people, the higher authorities, they should work together. They should not be fighting with each other, and we should be getting involved. It's not the work for the government, it's work for us also as an individual. Like, for example, if you want to, you don't have to work towards, definitely we have to work, but if you feel like this is the goal where I have to work towards, like I work for gender equality. I'm doing something that I can do from my side. I'm keeping on doing that. So if you feel that you have to work towards, for example, climate action, if you want to take some action, you definitely can start doing it. Nobody is going to ask you why you are doing this. Definitely you will be an inspiration to others. When one person starts to do, definitely everybody will look at that person and they will start to do that. So this is the 17th goal. And one goal I missed is the goal number 14 is life on water. I'm so sorry, that slide is missing, but I'll tell you what it is. So life on land we learned, right? So life on land is about, it is talking about the protection of animals on the land. Now the same way there are animals and the creatures underwater, that is ocean. So we have to protect them also, isn't it? Now when we are talking about life on water, we can life below water, we can say that when we are polluting the river, fishes do die, isn't it? Then when we are putting plastics and other wastes in the sea, again the creatures in the water is they are suffering a lot because of that. So we must reduce that. We must save them. We are not supposed to hunt all the animals, and we should be taking care of that. So that was that goal, that is life below water. So life on land, how we have to take care, the same way life below water. Now this is what we can do to do all this. What are the works that we can do? So here, this is the comic here. So the children are asking, but what can we do? So we are not in government or anything, so it is not in the hands of government. As I said you, it is in the hands of each person, each individual. So the most important thing that we all get on the same page here is what you can do. One is think about it, think about these goals. Okay, think about the goals, talk about it. So you can discuss about this. Many of people doesn't know about these goals. Many people don't know that there are 17 sustainable development goals, and we are working towards it. Nobody will know. You can talk about this to others. Then dream about it means, it doesn't mean that when you sleep you have to dream about it. See, you are the future of the world, isn't it? You are now children, but when you grow up, all these 17 problems should not be there. You should be telling proudly that you were a part of this SDGs, where you solved all these issues. So you have to dream in the sense, you have to take at least one goal and work towards it from now itself. Definitely we can achieve that. Then you can write about it, that is to create awareness. You can start writing, you can start making poster, put it in the social media. Definitely your parents will be using that. You can write about those goals and you can put it in the social media. You can ask your parents to post it in the social media, so everybody is seeing. Even those who are not knowing about that, they will be reading it and they will be definitely taking actions, because you will be inspiring them. Then make an art about it. This is what I was talking about. You can take some chart papers or A4 sheets. You can make some posters. You can make even digital posters. You have already made using the Adobe Spark, isn't it? You can make that. Then you have to act on it by making posters and by talking to others. That is an action, but you can do something. For example, if you are choosing the SDG goal, climate action, you can start to have a small garden. You can plant trees. It will add a benefit to the earth. It is good for you also. You can breathe fresh air. So start doing that. So these are the things that you can do to save this earth from all those 17 problems, because you are the future. You are going to live in this earth. So the world in the future should be very good for others also, isn't it? So we have to solve. Definitely we can be together and we can solve this. So I hope that you have understood all these sustainable development goals. Some of the goals, even though you cannot make a lot of connection with it, definitely when you grow up, when you get matured, you will understand. But there are certain goals that you came up in the morning when I asked you. I'm really surprised by that. So keep going, keep working towards that. So all the best till we meet for next time. Please take care. Bye. Love you all.